with joy, with thankfulness, empowered to serve other people, and not so self-consumed on all the stuff that we don't have. Last week I heard Stuart Scott talk about, I think it was Stuart Scott, who was talking about the past, and he said a lot of bitterness can maybe be defined this way. Bitterness is covetousness about the past. I desperately want something from the past that I didn't get, and I'll never get it. And I'm so bitter that I don't have it. And somebody else does. It's covetousness about the past. And it's a ruling desire. You want it so badly, and it's made you so miserable that you don't know any joy. You can't obey Christ. You can, you just won't. You're consumed by it. That covetousness of the past, or whatever it is, has become your God. You sacrifice to it. You trust it somehow. You obey it. And you're miserable. Because you know what? Bitterness, or covetousness about the past, makes a lousy God. I mean, especially compared to Jesus. But until we come into the presence of the Father and Christ Jesus, we will experience many unfulfilled longings. And all of them are designed by God to show us our need for Christ, to invite us into a deeper walk with Christ where we can experience true joy, true satisfaction, true contentment, even in the midst of trials. And you say, I don't live like that. I don't live in a perpetual state of satisfaction and joy. And you're like me. None of us do. Is that a revelation to you? Nobody does. Nobody can. You know why? Because we live in a sinful world. We are broken people living in a sinful world. And we are not yet home. That perpetual state of communion with Christ is not yet. But once in a while, he gives us a taste in the already. And just knowing that dynamic, that helps. It helps. I'm not going to feel like I'm cheated. I'm going to feel like this is how it is. And I can have more of Christ, and I should pursue more of Christ. But it's not going to make all of our longings get fulfilled until we get there. The book of Hebrews is classic on this issue. Because the author of Hebrews tells us all of those people in chapter 11, all of them died without receiving the promise. It means their fulfilled longings didn't get them. And to some extent, they're still waiting, because the author of Hebrews says they're waiting for us so that we can all get it together. Someday we will. And not only this, but whenever we do experience something wonderful, as I said, it should produce thankfulness in us. You see, faith believes God's promises of future grace. It resonates with Psalm 38:4 or Psalm 34:8 that says, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him." Not in your job, not in your past.